glimmer of hope for some WA families today.
$1 million rewards are being offered for information about dozens of unsolved murders and cases of missing people that have haunted WA for the past 7 decades. These are some of Australia's most controversial and mysterious crimes. People suspected of being victims of dodgy cops, bikies, serial killers, people who died in gangland hits, women whose murder resulted in an arrest but no conviction. $64 million now on the table to crack 64 unsolved crimes. Earliest is from 1958 and the most recent from 2016.
Jeez, that's a lot of unsolved cases.
Some of them already have rewards in place. 4 already have $1 million price tags. 21 cases have had smaller rewards bumped up to $1 million, but for 39 cases, murders and suspicious disappearances, this is fresh money.
So why now?
We've usually offered big rewards in cases that involve kids, hence Gerard Ross, or organised crime, hence Lisa Govan. The government has changed those protocols. One life is as deserving as another, but it's coming at a huge logistical cost. People think that the cops just sit back and wait for the phone to ring now. The first problem is you got to make sure someone's there when the phone does ring and that person knows what questions to ask.
Yeah, right, buddy. Liquor store robbery officer down, sure. And I'm Edward G. Robinson.
And then you've got to have teams of detectives ready to go if the information coming in is hot. It's an enormous undertaking for police.
Question is, who's going to get the cash?
A lot of potential millionaires out there. Very few murders are committed in complete secrecy. Maybe an accomplice has found God and wants to clear their conscience and their mortgage. Maybe an accomplice is about to go to God. Deathbeds make very good confessionals. Could be time for someone to act on a long-held suspicion about exactly where a particular friend was on the night of a particular homicide, especially if that person is no longer your friend, so there's nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Do you pay tax on rewards?
Not on the actual $1 million, but if you put it in the bank at 5%, you're making $50,000 a year off $1 million, then you'll get taxed on $50,000.
There's always a catch.
You know who also needs a reward? Teachers.
You knock off at 3 and get a lot of holidays, but when you work, you have to put the mouthguard in. Have a go at this. This isn't Lockridge Senior High or Rocco, it's Churchlands, up the road from Wembley Downs and down the road from City Beach.
How the mighty have fallen.
It's not exactly like that school Michelle Pfeiffer had to do her teacher's prac in.
Man, you don't understand nothing. I mean, you don't come from where we live.
3 girls infiltrate the Churchlands campus and found another girl who had apparently fooled around with a boy that one of the 3 girls was into. And then they went full MMA on her while the teachers tried to protect her.
Oh, makes me sick.
That footage emerged as new figures showed a teacher or principal was assaulted every 40 minutes in WA last year. 2,275 incidents, 40% of which involved a weapon or object. We talk about teachers needing more academic training so they're proficient in the subjects they teach. They need training in Muay Thai. They clearly need to send in Channing Tatum.
Who you calling a nerd, man?
I'm sorry, what?
Oh!
No wonder they're quitting in droves.
Plenty of easy ways to make money. You could become something called a distressed debt investor, like this guy, for example. Most of us have never heard of Louis Reijtenbagh, but he just got $500 million richer courtesy of West Australian motorists. Louis the Rat, as he's known, is a Dutch financier who specialises in distressed debt.
We are both swingers, you see?
When companies go under, he gives money to liquidators who are trying to recover lost assets and cash owed to creditors. That legal process is very expensive because generally the people who incorrectly end up with the assets or cash when a company goes under are the ones with good lawyers.
And my firm doesn't operate in bad faith.
Between 1996 and 1999, Louis gave millions of dollars to the people who were liquidating Alan Bond's flagship company Bell Group, which went under 30 years ago, owing shitloads of money to everyone. Bondi's creditors included Australia's big 4 banks, who got wind that Bell was on the brink ahead of everyone else and did some legal/accounting kung fu to ensure their investment was protected ahead of mum and dad investors. The liquidators thought that was dirty pull and started an epic legal battle to claw back the cash. That battle was spearheaded by the Insurance Commission of WA. That's the government agency which takes part of our car rego when we pay it to cover us for third-party insurance. Our rego paid for those lawyers. But Louis lent a hand also. He gave the liquidators $21.5 million on the understanding that if they did beat the banks, he'd get a slice for the proceeds.
Quite the slice.
$540 million. It's just been revealed that Louis is second only to the Insurance Commission on the list of benefactors from the $1.7 billion settlement reached after 18 years of litigation.
Imagine the number of 6-minute blocks over 18 years.
So many billable hours for the lawyers.
I received confirmation of a wire transfer from escrow indicating payment in full.
Long odds of Louis' $20 million paying off back in the 90s, so you wouldn't begrudge him a decent return. But he couldn't have done it without WA motorists.
Well, they have debris in West Perth that you want to keep in mind. Some bin bags in the centre lane there at Loftus Street.
I'm Ben Harvey. For more update, click the subscribe button below.